Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, Pleasantly Blessed here on YouTube. My name is Julie, it's nice to meet you if you're new here, and hi if you're returning. Welcome back. I wanted to give a little update on how this past weekend went at the bookstore and how everything is going so far. So I have my little handy book that says Throw Kindness Around Like Confetti, and in it I have a list of everything that sold at the craft fairs. So it was supposed to be a 2-day event, but it wound up being a 1-day event because they had some other stuff going on in the town, and it was like an hour and a half away. So we wound up talking to the coordinator, and we didn't go back the second day. But what we did do was we went out to our regular every other weekend farm that we go to, and they let us set up with no problem, and we were able to do 2 days. So on Saturday, I have everything written down here and what sold. So on Saturday, I sold 1 pair of earrings for $5, 3 bracelets for $5, 7 rainbow bees for $6, 2 yellow bees for $6. We gave away 1 flower to the raffle that they were doing. We sold the little Pokemon looking, Pikachu looking thing at $12. I sold the donkey for $28. That had been a custom order, and then they did not want to pick it up, decided they didn't want it. So I wound up selling it for $28. Jellyfish, I sold 1 small one at $8. I sold the large jellyfish at $12. I gotta turn the page. And then my seahorses, I sold both of the remaining seahorses at $15 each. And then I sold the extra large smirking squid at $20. And then I sold 1 hedgehog at $10. So that was everything that I sold on Saturday. My daughter sold 48 bookmarks at 50 cents each, so she earned $23. Because I think she sold 46 and then gave 2 away to a couple of people that had bought like a lot of bookmarks. So that's what she did with that. And then on Sunday, here's my paper for Sunday because I couldn't find my notebook. On Sunday, I sold 1 mini whale that I made on Saturday while we were sitting there for $6, 1 bracelet for $5, 1 mystery bag for $15. I sold another whale for $6. I sold my small spider for $10. I sold 1 rainbow bee for $6 and 3 regular bees at $6 each. I sold my giant whale. It wasn't really a giant whale. It's a large whale. For $18. I sold 1 bracelet for $5, and I sold the other hedgehog for $10. So my grand total on Saturday was $203, and that was including what my daughter made in her bookmark sales. She also sold bookmarks on Sunday, but she only sold 8. So she only made $4 on Sunday. My grand total for Sunday was $127. So all in all, we made about right at $330, which is not bad for a weekend, but it definitely was not what I had expected. When we did it last year, It was run by the same people and everything, but there was no fee for the setup. There was no fee with the city to set up or anything like that. So I think a lot of it was that there was a lot of overhead, and that kind of caused a little bit of problem with the setting up and having as many vendors as they wanted. And then the other problem was that a lot of people didn't want to come down to us because she set us in spot number 1 because we were a return vendor. But spot number 1, um, spots 2 and 3 did not show up. And then 4 and 5 were there. And then the other spots, there was a large break. And then her bookstore, which she had 2 vendors outside of. And then there were 2 spots on the other side of the street. And then a big space and a couple more spots. So people didn't really want to walk to all the different vendor locations. And we noticed definitely where we were at. We were on the very end, which should have been space number 1. And it didn't really work out because everyone was stopping in at the bookstore first to get their murder mystery game packet because they were having a town-wide murder mystery thing. Let me take these off because I see the glare. But having them do that and stopping in at the bookstore first meant that a lot of people didn't come all the way down to where we were. So I thought about asking her if we could move up a couple spaces, but then she was like, well, no, those spaces are going to be filled tomorrow. And so we just didn't know at that point what to do. We weren't going to leave our things up there overnight unless we stayed. And it being an hour and a half away, a lot of, with gas prices being over $3 and stuff per gallon, it wound up being a little bit more economical to go to the place that we were normally at. Yeah, we made a little less money than what we normally would, just because it was a Sunday and it was only a 4-hour market versus normally we have a 7-hour market on Saturdays. Because normally I go on Saturdays. But yes, so that's how it went. We had decided to switch locations on Sunday, just because we were not getting a lot of people in our booth, like walking through our booth. We thought that the way that we set our booth up would work for that, and it didn't really work. Also, the space that she had told us we were going to be in was supposed to be a 10 by 10 space, but there was not 10 feet between where the handicap sign was, which I think if you watch that video, you'll see what I'm talking about. There was a handicap sign, and the wall, there was not 10 feet of space. So I had to kind of jam my tent in there so that we would have cover. And then eventually we actually wound up just taking our tent down because I was afraid it would rip the tent to have it up against the concrete and kind of jammed in there between the handicap space and that. And that also meant that the way that we set our booth up, we had to set up with a walking path in the middle. And they had all of the teenagers' activities were down by where my booth was. So they had the hot dog stand was down there, which we didn't really see anybody coming down to it. And eventually they moved up to the other side, but there was a hot dog stand down there, and there was like a hangout place where kids could go and hang out and stuff, but there wasn't a lot of people going down to it. But yes, so we wound up moving back to our regular place and going on the Sunday instead. And I think for it being a 4-hour market, that having more than $25 an hour was really, really good. And at the end of the day, I always learn something from these markets, and that's kind of where we're at with it. And I just wanted to let you guys know what happened at the market this week. So thanks for watching, like and subscribe, and I will see you guys at the end of this weekend at that market. Bye.